And hello folks, this is David, and today I am bringing you my quick review of the new A2A Comanche 250. We'll start the review here on the outside. The textures on the exterior of this airplane are absolutely beautiful and super detailed. I'm going to try to get it closer so you can see. On the bottom side of the wing, where a lot of people don't keep them real clean, there's little streaks from where water's run. If you look real close, you can see either bugs or chip paint. On another airplane it's bugs. On this one it appears to be chip paint. The chrome or polished effects on the spinner and the Comanche symbol are really nice. With this airplane you can choose a different propeller. They can put a white composite prop on, or we can do this, and fairings, different gear doors, an elevator extensions, tip tanks, basically everything you want to do. Change tires, and those will actually show. And that's just really cool stuff. And right now I got my pilot out of my plane. I'll go ahead and put him back in here. And when we do, the airplane will sink down a little bit. And you can choose whether you want your guy to have sunglasses or not, whether you want him to have headphones or not. We'll put the sunglasses and headphones on and go to the cockpit. One thing I found while I was actually setting up for this video is this little deal on the door. You pull this closed, you have to lock it for it to shut, but it won't open unless you pop the latch and then do this. Just thought that was kind of a neat little feature that I just noticed, and that's real cool to add that. Some other things that they've added here, like the ashtray opens and closes. You can turn the vents around, adjust the ventilation here and everywhere in the entire airplane. You can move all these little vents around. That's the first time I've really seen that in FSX or Prepared, where you can actually do all that to the vents. It's real neat. The VC texturing is beautiful. I'll zoom in here so you can see it. Even up close, the textures on these paint chips just look really nice and crisp, and they're in really believable positions for an airplane that's 50 years old. And I just noticed this. You pull these out and the headphone cables come in. Now, whether you have the headphone on in the control panel module, I don't know if it makes the airplane quieter or not, but we'll figure that one out in a second. This little door opens. Just cool little things. All the circuit breakers do function. Just neat stuff. Turn the mags off there. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started and we'll fly for a little bit. And the oil pressure is coming up, so we can go ahead and get in the green. Then we'll go ahead and start our taxi. One thing I will say is integrating the GTN 750 into this airplane is super easy. A2A has a little app. All you do is select which GPS you want, Reality XP, okay. This one, the stock GPS, or the 295 that they have. And you can select all those on the fly. So if you want to get rid of this on the fly, I think all you have to do is go to like the mini controls and go no GPS, or the GTN 750. If you don't have the GTN 750 installed, you can select between like 2 or 3 other GPSs. But that's nice that if you want to do some DR flying, you can get rid of your GPS. And down here they have a convenient little map for you that has basically everything you want on it. Just neat little features. You can put control locks on by clicking that. Just great, amazing little details that they put into this airplane. All these work here. You can test them. There's a little glint reflection there when you open and close the thing. Just Nice stuff. Another thing I do like about this, and that I was complaining about when I did the review of the Coronado Cessna 404, is that on the Coronado airplanes and Labio airplanes, you can't adjust the visor, so they just go full open. And that's just not very useful. Having this being adjustable adds a whole dimension of usability to it. Alright, well, my engine should be warmed up now, so I should be ready to taxi and take off. And I am flying out of Stark's Twin Oaks and prepared 3D 2.5. Another thing from the interior, and it's also in the exterior, is how detailed they've done the wings to make them look from here. That little tabs there modeled in 3D, and all the flush mounted rivets just look great. The bump mapping on these is spectacular. And you can't see it from inside, but from outside, when we get in there, I'll show it to you just how well the everything is modeled. I mean, even like the stall beeper is modeled on the wing. Great sounds. One thing I don't like about the airplane is the amount of time it takes the engine to respond. I can't say I've ever noticed that when flying an airplane in the real world, that the engine takes on a piston engine airplane so long to respond as it does on this one. But unlike like a Coronado airplane, you can actually do realistic procedures, and they have a purpose in this airplane. So we'll run up to what I use for my mag check and stuff in the Viking, Valanka Super Viking I fly. So, and they got the sound in there for the prop pitch change. The needle kind of hesitates. That's good. The suction's good. Make sure it doesn't quit. Alright, well, let's go flying. One thing I do not like about this airplane also is the amount of black smoke effect it has at idle. And this smoke effect absolutely obliterates the FPS. Good job, Butterfly. The level of detail we're getting in Flight Simulator now is amazing. I'm watching butterflies go past my cockpit windows and taking off in an airplane that's so detailed it's insane. One thing also I don't like about this airplane is that with my GoFlight LGT, this thing does not play very well with it, because when I go to put the GoFlight gear handle down, it only puts it to the gear off position. That's a problem, because I can sit here and keep clicking and it never goes down. And the other day, honestly, I wasn't paying attention and I bellied the airplane in. So, you know, not good for me. I'm gonna put this to the off position and yeah. Alright. Anyway, control-wise, the airplane's really maneuverable. You can just throw it around, it just doesn't care. And the stall modeling on it is perfect. And we'll go ahead and we'll do a power-on stall here to show y'all what I'm talking about. In another video on my channel, I have done a video where I've done spins in the airplane. Gotta add a lot of rudder and keep it from dropping wingtip there. Gotta fly it out of there. Sorry about that. My yoke, for some reason, whenever I move it in a certain way, it changes the view. I'm not sure what's going on there. I guess some sort of wire in some one of the switches is touching or something. bring it back to 23 square. Just kind of cruise around for a minute. Performance-wise, this airplane's really good. I'm not in a very FPS-friendly area. My target is 35, and I'm staying right about an average of 30 frames a second. And that's not the airplane's fault. That's just the area I'm at. In the air, this airplane is way prettier than it is on the ground. And there's the stall warning beeper. Can't remember what the technical name is for it, but you can see it modeled. And the airplane just looks amazing. I want to also show you all the damage modeling that this airplane has. And this is the first time I've seen damage modeling in an airplane and flight simulator since back in the days of Flight Unlimited 3. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I forgot to put the gear down, and I'm going to belly the airplane in and show you all what that looks like in this thing. I do have crash detection turned off, and for right now. On the airport and head back to it. I can honestly say that I truly do recommend this airplane if you're looking for something in as the general aviation equivalent of a PMDG airplane. This is it. This is by far the most realistic general aviation airplane I've ever flown for Flight Simulator. I don't have any time in the Comanche itself, but I do have time in aircraft in its category. I have flown the Beechcraft Debonair, and I've also flown the Blank Super Viking that I own, obviously. But I have a good bit of time both those aircraft, and everything in this aircraft, it performs similarly. The Viking I have also uses the laminar flow wing. So some of the characteristics are carried between the two aircraft. Mainly it's high performance, its roll rate, and the speed it'll reach at cruise.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync.
I think it says the max gear speed. Let's see, 150. So I'll go ahead and drop the gear now. About the gear situation, A2A did comment back on my AvSim post about how to fix that. I just haven't done it yet, so that's my fault. On final, this airplane does need a lot of trim, and the trim wheel up here is pretty slow. If you're using like a yoke, you can. There's different trim speeds. The harder you press, the more it'll do it. Obviously, but I'll see if I can't show you what I'm talking about. That smoke. Maybe go to tower view. There it is. Yeah, this isn't a 707. This is a GA airplane. It shouldn't be smoking like that on final. And I guess from what I've read on AvSim, that's due to it's an FSX effect being used and prepared, so that's causing those problems. I'm way fast right now for this short of a runway, so I'm gonna skirt over these trees, come out of the slip, and see if I can actually land this thing right this time instead of ballooning it and porpoising and Nail that. There we go. Oops, I was gonna show y'all the gear up landing. This thing. I'll also do a go around and put the gear up. And I'll do that gear up landing now. I don't know if they've done something special, but I will say the shadows in this airplane are really crisp, a lot crisper than the shadows you see like in a car and auto airplane. I don't know if they're doing something different, A2A is, or what. Now, how you would not notice that your gear was up with that horn going like that, because you have to have a pretty good bit of power set for that horn not to be going. I'll set the flaps all the way down.
500.
There's the runway. Now, what I do like about A2A is you can do a slip,
Pull up.
spin, anything you
Pull
really
up.
want to.
Pull
Coming in
up.
way fast.